when I saw the announcement for this one, I was pretty excited, and then I saw that she Violet's going to be joined today by the mighty Skar, and I'm like, all right.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old School Nerd.
Everybody, my name is Old School Nerd. The winds are blowing outside. No horrible weather, and I don't think we're going to get any here in Lafayette, so we really dodged a bullet. However, starting down LA 1, which is Highway 1 for Louisiana, you get all the way down to an island called Grand Isle and a small town called Fouchon. And then upwards from there, you have a small town called Cutoff and Golden Meadow. And then you get into close to Homa and Thibodaux, and you start getting up towards New Orleans, and then continues up further than that. I sent pictures on Instagram of Grand Isle, an aerial picture of it. Literally, Grand Isle is a barrier island in the Gulf of Mexico. It has a very torrid history when it comes to hurricanes, but people just keep going back. However, this may be one of the strongest hurricanes to ever hit Grand Isle. And the port of Fouchon is the #1 largest port for the oil and gas industry in the state of Louisiana. It is monstrous as far as for the service industry. And based upon the satellite imagery and the track I was watching, their inlets and man-made canals and areas that they use to protect that area were hit devastatingly by the eye wall. Going up, there's a small town called Cutoff, where South Lafourche Parish High School is, and they're ground zero. So it's not over yet, but I think here in Old School Nerdland, we are fine. So I decided this evening I'm going to make some recordings while I have the time. Tomorrow, Monday, even though I will be here, I will probably be working diligently for the company that I work for. The company that I work for, I'm an IT specialist, and I specialize in monitoring assets and IT networking and stuff. And one of our largest areas is the New Orleans area. So I'm probably going to be busy for a few days, and that's okay. So I'm pre-recording reactions for the next couple days tonight. First one we're doing, of course, is Violet Orlandi. She put out Metallica's Unforgiven today, and just now getting to it. It's going to come out on Monday, and I saw it, pulled it up, and went, whoa, Skar's joining her. Now, if you don't know Skar Productions, he has his own channel. He also does metal covers, and the reason why I know about him is because he's really good. He has a few World of Warcraft metal covers that are really good. Check him out. But that's not what you're here for. Skar's going to come in here and help Miss Violet Orlandi. They're going to do Metallica's Unforgiven. My name is Old School Nerd. Please check us out on OldSkuleNerd.com. It's got all of our social media posts, Patreon link, and of course the merchandise store. We still have new shirts, and they're out. So let's check this out. For some reason, my camera's acting up. Let me see here. I may have to make it a little. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh. Wow. Yeah. When your boy Old School does it live, this is what happens. We have no idea what's happening. All right. That's big enough. But now it's obscuring my entire damn head, which, when it's a Violet Orlandi video, may be a good thing for all of you. I don't know. All right. Here we go. It's fixed. I wasn't ready, obviously. I was still storm thoughts. Okay. Here we go. Violet Orlandi, Metallica, Unforgiving with Skar Productions. Here we go. very heavy cover, heavier than Metallica, and that's saying something. Okay, I'm just want to tag a few things. I don't want to miss the chorus either. Okay, the song is well known by so many people, so we're not seeing anything that we're not expecting from the song. However, a few things. I don't know how much of the music is actually all of Skar's productions. If he did all of it, awesome. If Violet had some stuff to do with it, awesome. Either way it works, it's a great rendition. The intro was actually harder than I expected because it actually had more phrasing and chording and a little bit heavier punch than even Metallica's original. Of course, a lot of people remember the Metallica original was more of a acoustic sound into pretty much until later in the song. The music arrangement, the composition, and the power and aggressiveness of the verse, music-wise, was stronger than Metallica 2, and for a reason that really Metallica's never used. The use of keyboards, symphonic keyboards, that string accompaniment that kind of gives it that epic feel. So it's almost like a marriage of a Nightwish or, with Metallica together is what it sounds like. And it sounds really, really good. Of course, Violet nails this. No, she's not going to growl low like James Hetfield does in this one, but she is in a lower register and she has no problem, as we all know, putting that intensity in her vocals to where the emotional connection is there. You can't avoid it. So let's see what she does with the first chorus. I'm interested to see this. This is a longer song, so I may not stop it for a bit, probably not until the bridge to the guitar solo. So let's roll into it. It's a good harmony.
They dedicate their lives to running all of his. He tries to please them all. This bitter man he is. Throughout his life the same. His battle constantly. This fight he cannot win. A tired man they see no longer cares.
That was okay. That was some intensity. I really enjoyed that. The thing about, okay, can I be honest? Can I make an honest confession to everybody? There are very few Metallica covers on any playlist I have. I'm not a fan of Metallica covers because I usually enjoy listening to Metallica themselves. However, there are a few times when a band does a Metallica cover and you're like, hey, I like that. This is one of those times. I've heard a couple Unforgiven covers before, and they always tried to sound too much like Metallica. And when you try to do that, it doesn't sound. Mm. Some of the best Metallica covers I've ever heard were actually during the MTV Icon show, way back when Saint Anger was about to come out. Limp Bizkit doing Sanitarium, Welcome Home. That was actually a really, really good because it was in their style and it was unique. Of course, Korn's rendition of One catches everybody's eyes. But one of the few bands that I can listen to them play Metallica all day long is not Metallica, but actually Sum 41. Sum 41 is an amazing band when it comes to Metallica. They can play Metallica all day long and it's really, really good. I haven't heard a lot of Unforgiven covers because it's such a unique song. This one works mainly because, yes, Violet and Skar are doing their best to pay homage, stay within the structure of the song, not change it up too much. But instead of changing the song, all they're doing is adding layers to it. And vocally, they're adding layers. I like the way Violet can, of course, belt in the choruses. But whenever Skar did his verse for the second verse, she did a lower register harmonizing to him, which I'm like, hey, that interchanging vocal style you don't see a lot. And I thought it was done perfectly. Looking forward to the bridge. Definitely looking forward to going into the chorus. The guitar solo. And then hopefully they may do something even bigger for the reprisal chorus. The only thing that I've always felt Metallica lacked in this song, and it's really the only time that you see this on the Black Album or even albums before it, was where so many songs like Master of Puppets, if you notice how even after a guitar solo, instead of just going back to the original chorus and repeating it, they always take it to another level in some way. Unforgiven was one of the songs where they didn't. The key point of that entire song is Kirk Hammett's epic guitar solo where he works a phrasing up into it, but then they drop back down and James is still doing this Unforgiven. It still drops back down to an acoustic feel. Now, I've talked enough. We're going to let this play out. I want to watch how they segment from this chorus into the bridge, the guitar solo. I want to see how Skar handles that. And then I want to see if they drop back down into the same pattern or if they change it up and go to another. If they do, they escalate again. Do they add even another layer? We don't know. But to me, for Unforgiven, it's the only Metallica song that I really feel from the Black Album and albums previous, where after the guitar solo, they really don't go anywhere except back to the same. And it kind of lets me down a little bit. Not saying it's not a great song. Unforgiven is one of their best songs ever. So let's, obviously to me, it's one of the better songs on the Black Album. To me. So let's see what they do with it. Nice. That kick drum drive right here is different. It's a different feeling. I wasn't expecting it. It comes in and dun 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 dun, and then it stops. It comes back dun 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 dun, It's unexpected. I don't even know if I like it yet because I'm too busy watching Skar rail this thing. Remember what I told you? They did. Do you hear it? Okay. So you had your first chorus was Violet leading, belting, and you had Skar, harmonizing. Then you reversed it. You had Skar leading the chorus. Violet was adjusting to him. Then what I said was I wanted to know if they were going to do a drop down and come back to that like Metallica does, which is kind of a letdown, and they didn't. They go back to the chorus as a reprisal. Scar's going to do the support harmonizing. Violet's going to take the lead. But do you hear the third voice? Violet is in the background in a third vocal, literally playing she's just layering higher level notes almost in a celestial sense, like an overcloud sense. And it adds a bigger feel. So it's almost like whenever you see one of my favorite performances of any song ever is Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart doing Stairway to Heaven at the Kennedy Center for Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham because they're being inducted into the Kennedy Center honors. And when they do this, when they come off of the guitar solo, instead of going back to just Ann singing, which let's be honest would be enough, they bring in a full choir to sing that tag and chorus after the guitar solo, and it made it epic. That's what you're doing here. When I say reprisal chorus, I just don't mean, we're going to come back and tag the original first line chorus. No, the idea behind a reprisal chorus, you're supposed to do verse, chorus, bridge, guitar solo, and your ending should have, just like in any good story, a storytelling climax up to the top, and that should be your crescendo chorus or reprisal chorus. And they're doing it here. And I asked if they would do it, and they didn't let me down. Thanks. It just adds.
You label me, I label you, so I don't be unforgiven. Never free, never me, so I don't be unforgiven. You label me, I label you, so I don't be unforgiven. Say unforgiven. Never free, never me, so I don't be unforgiven.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's how you cover Metallica. Like, that's really how you cover Metallica. I think the big thing, if you're not, you should be following Violet. You should be following Skar. And you should. It's good stuff. I'm subscribed to Skar, and I don't even know why it doesn't show up, but I am. It's weird. So there you go. So My name is Old School Nerd. That was Violent Orlandi, Skar Productions. Check them both out. And with that, I'm going to watch it again. There are some things that Skar adds composition-wise and in the arrangement to add emphasis in the guitars and the melody in this song and in the layering. He also leaves out a few notes from the original to give himself room to add those things. And I did in the walk-up, the little walk-up portion before the grind of the guitar solo, he does leave out a few of the notes. He kind of walks up slower. And I don't know if he did that on purpose or it's just his style. I do want to hear it again to see if I caught that. So anyway, my name is Old School Nerd, and we're going to be okay. There are still people in the way of this storm. Keep them in your thoughts and send them good energy, thoughts, prayers, the whole 9 yards. Because come tomorrow morning, there's going to be a lot of lives drastically changed. We'll see you guys later.